Hi guys, I'm Editor James. It's been a little while since I made my last review. We haven't getting many cars from Hyundais and Kias lately, so I didn't get many chances to make a car reviews. But today I would like to introduce you a 2021 new Sorento. Last time I made a review on 2021 new Sorento diesel. But today I would like to introduce a 1.6 liter Sorento hybrid. As always, let's start with the front. Last time I was very amazed looking at the front because just looking at the front, it reminds me of the Iron Man. Many of Kia automobiles these days has very similar looking types of grills. This is called a tiger nose or tiger mask grill, and it makes it makes the car look very standout. The headlights is LED, and then on the bottom we have the daylight all connected throughout the entire headlight. The lower part of the front bumper is all high glossy, and then we have sensors. Also, we have air duct right here. Everyone knows that the function of an air duct. The air duct actually, the air goes into the air duct, and then when it comes out to where the tires and the rims are, it actually helps to cool the heat down so it can function as normally as it could. Personally, I like the front the best because how it looks, it just amazes me. I mean, performance is two different things compared to exterior design or the interior design, but the way it looks in the front, I just love it. This is probably the best reason why I like the new Kia Sorento so much. Let's go to the side. Looking at the side, we have 19-inch 5-spoke rims equipped with Continental. This is 235, 50, 55, 19, and you know what? This is not bad looking. The design of the rims, design of the wheel is different from the diesel models. Hybrid model, it comes in two different sizes, 17 inches and 19 inches. I mean, when you look at the side, there's nothing really special. I mean, the B pillar right here, this is high glossy, and on the bottom, we have a matte black, and probably, just long line chrome moldings. That's about it. So nothing special. I have a lot to show, but then it just is very plain and simple, and I think that's why it makes the Sorento look even better. Now looking at from the back, the first thing that catches your eyes are the tail lamps. It's not wide or it's not too small either, but it's vertically kind of long. So some people might be afraid that, oh, okay, what if it's not visible enough from the back? Believe me, I have seen many Sorentos on the street at nighttime, and then yes, it's very clean and clear, and the visibility from the back is just an excellent, because I think they have adopted LED lights. So from the back, even at the nighttime, it's even better. The trunk button is right behind the letter E. Yes, if you put your hand underneath it, you can get to the switch, a button. Yes, you can just press it and the trunk opens. And also, usually the rear wipers are attached right outside the rear window, right? But then new Sorento, the window wipers are hidden just below the trunk spoiler. And everything else looks the same from the model that I drove a couple months ago. But only thing that's different is that we have a different badge. It says Eco Hybrid. Last time what I test drove was diesel models, and then I really liked it. And design wise, yes, everything looks the same. I don't think there's not even one single thing that's different, except the design of the rims. But everything else looks pretty much the same. Now I'm gonna show you how to get into the third row. As you have learned from my last video, there are two different ways to access to the third row. We have buttons on the bottom right here, or we have buttons right on top of the seats. So either one, all you have to do is just press it. Now I'm gonna press this button. And as you can see, the seat will tilt forward. Now I'm sitting in the third row, and this is what it looks like. I am 180 centimeters tall. I'm about 5'11", and I weigh about like 220 pounds or 230 pounds, anywhere in between. So as a grown-up adult and a big guy as myself, sitting in the third row seat is not going to be very comfortable. But if you have a child, or if you are not as big as me, I think sitting in the third row is not going to be so bad. But yes, this is a 6-passenger Sorento, so yes, it's definitely beneficial when you're going a long distance or going on a trip as a family. You know, having 6 people in one car, that's a lot of advantage, I believe. Looking at on the side, we have a little climate control. You can you know, use the air conditioner. You have a USB the power outlet, one right here, and then you have the cigarette jack, you know, the socket. Also you can use as a power. And also you see the buttons right here. I have shown you this on my last video, but yes, just pressing these buttons will tilt the seat towards the to the front, forward. So L stands for left, R stands for right. Let me press this button right here, and as you can see, the seat it tilts forwards. Now I'm sitting in the second row. Yes, since this is a 6-passenger, if it was a 5-passenger Sorento, yes, we'll have like extra seat right here, or all connected, and then just use a third row as a completely trunk of space. But this is a 6-passenger, so yes, it's very roomy. Even if you are having someone next to you, yes, it's still gonna be very roomy. We have armrest. You know, sitting like this, still have lots of area. So I mean, when you're driving, when you're going somewhere, or trip or whatever, you can leave your drink, you can leave your bags, whatever, still gonna be a lot of space. So it's awesome. Take a look at my the space on my where my legs are. Yes, again, I am 5'11", about 230 pounds, and just sitting in the second row is so comfortable. Like, you know, in the driver's seat right here, this is how I was driving. This is my driving position. And even if like using, just leaving as it is, I still have a lot of leg room. Part of the reason is that because the previous generation Sorentos, they used to have a really thick, you know, the seat. So it had a lot of cushion and everything. But then the new generation Sorento, right? It has gotten smaller. It doesn't mean that it's gotten worse quality-wise. It's still comfortable. It's still covered with a Napa leather. It's still great. And the seat position has lowered a little bit, so you have a more open area, even from the back. So looking in the front, it doesn't make you feel like, oh yeah, you're like so captured, or you are so stuck like within the area. It doesn't feel that way. It makes you feel very open. So yes, that's one thing that Kia did really good. The first thing that is noticeable is that we have the sunshade, the sunscreen. It's not automatic like a, you know, GV80, the Genesis lines, but yeah, even for manually, you can just use a sunscreen. On the side, on the door, we have, you know, the window buttons, and I believe this is heating seat. And on the bottom, we have a cup holder. You can simply place a bottle of water, a bottle of a drink, and even here we have a space where you can just leave your phone, and we have a cup holder on top again. So yeah, you can have 2 bottles of water. In the center, we have 2 air vents. So yes, we have you know, the air vents, and on the bottom we have USB, the power outlet, and this is the power cord that we can use. And again, we have another power outlet, and even on the seat, as you can see, we have the USB the charging power outlet. One on the left and one on the right. Also, yes, when you want to, adjust your seat position, right? You can just pull the lever, right, to have a more leg room, but this is just more than enough. I'm saying, like, if there's nobody sitting in the third row, yeah, this is gonna be perfect. This is even more comfortable. It feels like, space-wise, it feels like you are sitting in a limousine, like you have enough, just more than enough space. So you can just pull the lever to go back, back and forth, back and forth. Also, the reclining seat, we have the lever on the side. So you can simply pull it, and then you can just push it towards the back. You can recline your seat position however you like it using the lever on the side. Now, I'm sitting in the driver's seat. All right, well, I have a steering wheel right here, and then we have the cluster, right? We have the cluster, and we have infotainment, followed by the climate control on the bottom. And we have a small, like a storage space right here, and we have the mission, right? So with all these buttons, so I'm gonna explain one by one. Last time when we were testing the new Sorento 2.2 diesel model, it was a full option, so it had everything. But then what we are testing today is 1.6 hybrid signature model, so a couple options are excluded. So for example, the passenger talk. The passenger talk mode, you can just talk facing forward, and then they can hear, people sitting in the back can hear me. It's really convenient. 2.2 diesel full option Sorento, it had Krell speakers, but then this is not really Krell. I guess it's just regular random stock, whatever, no brand or Kia brand, just regular speakers. And I remember having the head-up display in the front fuel shield, but then signature model doesn't have the HUD. Looking at the infotainment, I'm pressing the map button, pressing the home button, it goes to the main menu, and everything else is pretty much the same. I mean, Kia Pay, I don't think is available in the States or in any other country. This is like when you go to the gas station, you don't need to get out of the car. You can just simply, pay for how much, the gas you are pumping, just sitting in the car. So using Kia Pay, it's kind of like Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, but you are just sitting in the car. You don't have to get out. And the built-in cam, in Korea we call it black box. It basically records like everything that you are doing. Okay, so this is all the events that was recorded while driving. Here we have the climate control, auto buttons, front, rear, The one thing I like about the Hyundai and Kia, it has the air purifying function, so it keeps the air inside really clean. This is a push type buttons, but it only gives you the beeping noise. But when I was testing GB80 and G80, I believe it gave me feedback. So only thing you can, do or feel is that just the sound, the beeping noise. It's a dial type, the transmission. And here we have many terrain mode, right? We have a smart mode, sports mode, eco mode, snow mode, mud mode, and this is a sand mode. Now let's open the armrest. Opening the armrest. The armrest, the space is not small. It's not small. It's actually pretty big. So where the wear lever is, right? Before opening, right? There's another place where you can store things. I don't know, maybe pencil, pens, coins, whatever. But just want to show you how it looks like. And we have space on the top, and we have a space on the bottom. So this is pretty big. It's not a small space. And it is covered with beautiful nappa leather, very soft. I kind of like it. Alright, now I'm going to explain the cluster. It's very comfortable. It's very, how can I say, it catches your eyes really well, right? So it's very big and clear to look at it as a driver. Now, let's take a look at the engine. 2021 Sorento hybrid model. It has Smart Stream G. This is a 1.6 liter and it has 180 horsepower. Other models, they have a DCT, the dual clutch, but then hybrid model, it has 6-speed. It has a 6-speed automatic transmission. Alright, here we are, and we are about to take the road test. I just started the engine, but you can hardly hear anything because this is a hybrid. Right now, yes, we're about to take the road test, so let's see how the hybrid feels. Using only electric motor, you can't hardly tell if this car is working or not. Right now, I'm 100% purely using only electric motor. Well, now the gasoline engine has interrupted, but yes, when you're using only the electric motor, you can't tell if the car is on or off. It's so quiet. That's the one good thing about driving a hybrid. Last time when we were testing 2.2 diesel models, yes, I mean, it was quiet because it was a new car, but it's still a diesel. But this car right now, yes, I'm moving, but you can hardly hear anything. And if you let go of the accelerator, you can see on the cluster that the electric motor or the battery is charged. So that's how you are saving so much energy or so much in fuel driving in the city. As I told you, the price of gasoline in Korea is extremely expensive. I will say it's probably 1.5 times more expensive compared to the States. So using both, gasoline engine and the electric motor at the same time, it's like switching back and forth, like especially driving in the city, you are definitely saving a lot of money. The steering wheel is really good, and it's not so hard to move, to the left and to the right. Steering wheel feels really comfortable too. Another function that I like about new cars is that I'm using the blinker. And again, on the cluster, it shows what's behind you, right? Yeah, let me rephrase that. The front, suspension, the front part is the McPherson, and the rear is the Multilink. So I think they are probably the most ideal for daily drivers. One thing that I would like to tell you, one more thing, is that, like if you let go of the accelerator, right? It charges the electric motor or the battery, right? Also, if you hit the brake, it does the same thing. So while we are stopped at the light, you can see how engines are working right now. So let's take a look at this. Right now, I'm using only the battery. But if I press the gas a little bit more, as you can see the orange, the dots moving from engine to the electric motor, to the wheel, and to the battery. So at the same time, you are using the gasoline, but you are charging the battery. So that's why it's so economical and very efficient. Suspension feels good as always. It's not too soft, not too hard. Perfect. Can't believe this is an SUV. Let me just drive a little bit further up so I can make a U-turn. And then once I make a U-turn, I want to see how fast it can go or the acceleration. Because last time when I was reviewing the diesel model, I was a little bit disappointed because acceleration was rather too slow. So I did a little research with my the co-editor, right? Supposedly the 2.2 diesel models, it gives you 0 to 60 miles per hour or 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. It's about 10 seconds for diesel models. But according to what we found on the net, or some other people who has test drove this car before, right? The 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 kilometers per hour is supposedly around at 8.5 seconds. So it's supposedly 1.5 seconds faster than the diesel model. So this is a 1.6 liter gasoline engine, right? Which produces about 180 horsepower. But then with the electric motor together, right? The whole system output is about 230 horsepower. 230 horsepower, that's more than enough. I mean, even though it's a big car, but then 230 horsepower, it should be more than enough. Passing speed bump, like I said, it's not too hard, not too soft. Perfect. I'm still not used to listening to any sound coming out of the engine, but I guess I will get used to it. It's so quiet. Yeah, it's very quiet. I can't even tell if this car is on or not. Yeah. So I'm at the light. Soon I'm gonna make a left turn. Let me try to put this on a sports mode. All right, I'm making a turn. As soon as I make a turn, I'm gonna floor it. Here we go. You can hear the gasoline engine inner bearing, right? And I'm using both gasoline engine and the electric motor. Last time when I made a review on diesel model, right? You guys probably saw me not smiling after the acceleration. I'm still not smiling, but you know what? This is a lot better. This is a lot better than diesel model. Wow. Can't believe it. This is 1.6 liter. The acceleration, yes, it's definitely faster. All right, let me just try one more time. Here we go. Wow. You know what? I like this car. I like this car. Acceleration, I wouldn't say it's super great, but yeah, it's enough. And you know, and as I was driving, the road wasn't so great, and then the road wasn't so great, but then suspension was holding the wheels, this is grabbing the wheel very properly. So even though the condition of the road isn't so good, it's not like, oh my god, what's going to happen? I'm kind of worried, I'm kind of feel worried. And you don't have to feel like that. Yeah, it doesn't make you feel worried driving about, you know, whatever the road condition you are facing on. So it's pretty good. Suspension definitely does its job. Guys, you know what? This car is so quiet, so comfortable. I can't believe this is an SUV, right? I don't want to get off. But this car is really nice. Oh, I think I'm in love. I want to buy this car, really. Wow. I want to make a shout out to my wife. Wifey, can you buy me a new car, please?
Confirm, please.
Confirm, please. Please. One more thing about the window. The driver's seat window, the front, the driver's seat window and the passenger side window is a double layered. It is making, I'm pretty sure it's making a lot more contribution than just one single layer. But because it is double layered, yeah, of course it has to be quiet. Also, another thing I would like to share with you is that I have a friend who has a 2.4 liter Grandeur hybrid car, right? In the States, it is released as a Zara, but in Korean, we call it Grandeur, right? Because from his home to work is pretty long. Like, I mean, Korea is a small country, so if you're driving any longer than like 20 miles a day, back and forth, that's 40 miles. So we consider it's a long distance. I mean, in the States, it's totally different story, but Korea is such a small country, right? So because he was driving, old car, but then he figured that he was spending too much money on gasoline every month. Last week, I got a chance to meet my friend, and then we were talking about the cars and this and that. And he told me for the first time in like 3 weeks or 4 weeks, he pumped the gas and he spent about like what, $60? $60 a month. That's how much he spent. But as for me, I'm driving 2001 Honda Prelude and it's a premium gasoline only. $60, maybe I can survive a week at the most. He's driving 2.4 liter Zara, which is a 4-door sedan, right? But as much as the new Sorento hybrid, I mean, this is an SUV, but then the fuel efficiency wise, it's almost at the same as the sedan, I believe. So yeah, I think if you are commuting to your work or going to school a long distance within the city, right? So I think a hybrid might be the answer. Like I said, places like California, I think this would be very ideal. And the price of a gasoline in America is relatively cheaper compared to Korea, but still you're wasting a lot of energy and money. But driving a hybrid will be totally a different story. Yeah, I think if you drive long distance, or if you drive a lot within the city where there's a lot of traffic, I think the hybrid would be very ideal. You know what? I don't really mind buying one of these. If I have money right now, I would definitely buy it. But I already have 3 cars, so. Today I got a chance to drive, the hybrid model, and you know what? I am literally amazed. Even though having such a small engine, 1.6 liter, the Smart Stream G engine, right? But it is combined with the electric motor. The system output is 230 horsepower. 230 horsepower is more than enough to drive anywhere in the country. If I have to choose a diesel model or the hybrid model, I would definitely go for the hybrid model. It's economical, it is very quiet, and what else can you ask for more? Driving hybrid model in Korea benefits you in many ways, such as if you park your car in the public parking lots within Seoul, you get 50% off. Parking in Incheon International Airport also gives you 50% off. So how economical is that? New Kia Sorento 2021 Kia Sorento hybrid model, yes, I would strongly recommend it to you. Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully I can come back with a better reviews next time. Please let us know if you have any questions. Please let us know on the comments, and we'll try to answer you as much as we can. Thank you.